Hello everyone, and welcome to an exciting adventure in Bolivia where we're going to take you every step of the way on our Jaguar tour adventure. This is some clips to look here at the beginning in Santa Cruz, which was our jumping off point. We spent a few days relaxing, enjoying these sights, and then the trip really began with this avocado sandwich. Talk about a sandwich. We were driving far out. The roads were super dusty. This was getting to camp. This is what our camp looked like, which was super luxurious. These beds were so comfortable. And here we go on the first part of the safari. It was really interesting. So we're on a private farm. There we are leaving. That was the farm that we were based at, and this is kind of some of the landscapes that we would start to see. It was an 11,000 acre property full of farming and where wildlife could also thrive. So this is what the landscapes looked like as we went through our day. Down in here we had the capybara. We'll have some closer zoomed up videos coming up, but we had capybara over there, and then just like these huge scenes of like expansive landscapes. These fish are flopping to their death as these little pools dried up. We also saw a crab-eating fox having a nice easy meal out of one of these pools, so there are some benefits to some over them. And yeah, this is one of the longer videos I was going to do and kind of see how this goes. So I'll be so curious. Let me know in the comments below if you like this, if you don't. I shot a lot of it vertical, thinking of doing a lot of shorts, but then I was like, wait, there's so many. I'm going to put it together as long. So maybe moving forward, I'll shoot horizontal. But this is a Jabiru stork flying. They get so skittish around people, but they're these massive birds, and they have these there goes one. There he goes. These really bright red kind of pouches on their necks. So real beautiful bird. You can see on the left, that's been more recently excavated. Oh yeah, it's like, look at this. But then you see, this is what it looks like as it starts growing back in. So there we are. It was so neat how they did it. This was with Nick's Bolivia Adventures. So there was these chairs just like on top for the safari. So we were with two other people, and we just took turns going up and down. Oh, our first night we saw an ocelot, which was awesome. When you come back, what a beautiful dining tent. And the Jaguar napkin holder. Love it. We had like salmon. The next morning we woke up at 4:30, got out there. This is a tapir walking away from us, but still a decent sighting of a tapir. You can at least see the whole body out, and a really neat animal. And just like a bright, beautiful blue sky day today. We're driving along we're checking on the road. That was Mauricio checking the road. And that was actually Chris up with Brian. He was always spotting. As we zoom in on this, there was a pair of macaws up in the hole, which I know this was really, the light was really backlit, but you can see these two red macaws up there, and I wish I could have kept the sound for like just portions of the video, but you could just hear them carrying on. And then they flew away, but saw lots of macaws. There were so many birds out there, and I loved this. This was like this green, and then this is all like a lot of real young caimans, and there's a couple big ones, but I just felt like this was like the kiddie pool for caimans. It's like, I think I asked Mauricio like 3 times to stop so I could just keep taking the same photo over again. And then up in here we did have a sloth. Some of this too, once we process the better photos off the big lens camera, those will be up on social media, so make sure you keep an eye on trying to get some of those. But this was like a really active sloth, and we are going to get a little bit closer to him. But the sloths can sleep so much throughout the day, so to see one actually moving, it's like, ooh, this is a good sighting there. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So yeah, just feeding away on the leaves. So the other person in our group just really loved seeing the sloths. And this one was down, kind of more towards us, not super high up in the canopy where it's even harder to see them. So Sloths are, yes, the slowest moving mammal, also sleeping about 15 to 20 hours a day, eating these shoots, leaves, and fruit up in the trees, and they get almost all their water from that as well. So the dust, look at this dust. Whoa, it was just poofing up. There was times like we had to just put the windows up because the dust would just blow into the car so much. Wait till you see some of the videos at the end. Oh, and wait till you see these meals. They are all just so nice. Now, right near camp were a couple pairs of burrowing owls. Burrowing owls are small, sandy colored birds with these bright yellow eyes. They are so pretty. Oh yes, I was just showing more of just how poofy it was just walking along. My feet were like just covered. And yeah, they eat mostly, their diet is mostly insects and small rodents. Male and female are the same size, and they live in these kind of just more open areas, desert and grassland habitats. So this was just walking back to camp. There is this big tower. That's just the kind of the scene though of how this all looks. So that was camp. Over here is where some of the farm workers lived, and then oh, hi, and there I am. And just kind of over here was where the burrowing owls were. And then there was snacks. There was this great water fill up throughout the day and snacks. And of course, the fruit bowl was a Jaguar. Everyone is a little bit Jaguar crazy out here. We didn't actually need the snacks because the meals were so good. And there was this, oh my gosh, it was like over 90 degrees. That was such a treat. We had this hitchhiker just like fly into the car and ride along with us all. So yeah, every day we'd go out about 3:30 again in the afternoon, stay out till about 7:30 or even 8 or later. And just, yeah, keep spotting. The more you're out there, the more higher probability you have. So this caiman was going into the water here, and we all kind of thought like, oh wow, look at him, because this is kind of a big one. We're like, oh, look at him go. And then we realized he had to set him up with his leg a little bit. But yeah, caiman heading on into the water. There were just hundreds and hundreds of caiman, oh, and there was another one in the foreground there, which we were so focused on the other one. We were like, oh yeah, look at this other one. Oh, so I asked Mauricio, I was like, please stop. I just thought this mud was so beautiful. It was like a work of art, a mosaic, really. There's just, yeah, so much dried mud as when it's not the rainy season. So just kind of love the way that was all just cracking and looking. But yeah, you can, again, this one had been cleared where that was so green. Oh, this was the baby caiman pool. Oh, and those are all those little dots. Those are all the heads. There was just so many. So this landscape all of what you're seeing right here will be underwater, be just completely different. So it's hard to imagine all that now. There were some more macaws. Again, check out on the social. See the big lens, it was coming. Where we can get some, I might do like another video once we get all those just better, like more zoomed up qualities. This was very exciting. Here, this was one of the scenes of looking for the jaguar. So we did spot this one pretty far away. It was out in I believe this was the soybean field. You certainly see what it is to have a lot of crops. And then with the heat, people just work around the clock sometimes. And they're just preparing for a rainy season, which is coming up around November for this area. And they're trying to maintain some of their road structures. Night driving, always, a cool thrill, because, and there's just so many animals that you only see nocturnally. So we would just be out there as early as we can, 4:30, and then here we are coming back to camp, to the farm area base in the evening. This is what it looked like. This was the scene. Except talk about, it was so nice because we just knew Yetzi, our cook, had been working away making us wonderful meals from when we came back. And yeah, you just never knew what else was moving or going on around the farm. So This is just coming on in. Oh, okay. Now don't be put off by this. This only happened one night, really, but it was wild. There's so many bugs just coming to this light. Notice I'm standing right here. They were just attracted to the light. They didn't bother us at all. It was like almost like moving pieces of wheat. I was like kind of fascinated. It's just so many, and then they were all gone by the morning. It was just like poof. So yeah. Just a little evening around camp. Really, once you just got in the tents with all the zippers, the bugs, the mosquitoes weren't bad. So here we have coming along is a crab-eating fox, and it was going to go off to the side, but then, no, it came back out because it was just like running along. Sometimes some of the ones know that they can kind of run along in front of the headlights because the insects are, coming in, being attracted to the light. So the crab-eating fox, this is a small mammal endemic to the central part of South America. It will usually eat, during the rainy season, the crabs in the muddy flats there, hence the name, but it also will eat insects, little like meat and rodents, and birds when should it be available. So they're there. Oh, out in the field here we have some rheas running. They are like ostrich, but a different species. So, and I just love the way, I know this one part here was zoomed out, but I thought that was kind of interesting because it just shows these kind of white specks running through these, massive soybean fields. And then this morning drive, it was just like sloth. You ever hear the, chilling like a sloth? Yeah, that one's just up in the tree, just, hanging out. And that was kind of the zoomed out, what the whole scene looks like. It's so interesting they can just be out there with that much sun exposure, but there they are hanging out. And we did have some smoke during our time there, but we were fortunate it wasn't that much. So some of this kind of haziness in the scene is from the smoke. And then, yes, we were on foot, and this is a crab. This is what a crab-eating fox would be eating, but this one only made it that far in life. So most of this time we were driving around, but then we did take some walking portions. So just to kind of switch it up a bit, here the wildlife is still pretty skittish of humans. So, this is a termite mound, and they're all over, and this is just what this one looked like. So in case you haven't ever seen the termite mound in the tree, there it was. Back to it, we're out there moving along. Oh yes, with these there were so many birds out there, but like I said here, everything is still a bit skittish. So yeah, you gotta, but this was just talk about the synchronized flying. Thought that was really nice as they all went down in there. Yeah, just so many scenes, and then just hitting these roads. There's just dozens and dozens and dozens of roads, and they change because a heavy rain can come, and then all of a sudden you can't pass a road or something like that, or they have to rebuild it. Or during harvesting season, it can be tricky to know because the big equipment might be moving. If you look out, and just tractors out there are just like a speck. And everyone always wants to know what the bathroom's like. So I was just let's go check out the bathroom. To all our main peeps, I think that was their generator room. Here's this big work area. And then I walked over here. They took out some of them, and I was like, darn it, they had them out for the day. To any of our park peeps, here was a whole bunch of these weed whackers. They were the heavy ones. But we had a bathroom that was just for us. Yetzi cleaned it every day. There was a shower, a nice toilet. It was clean. It worked. It was wonderful. It was much better than we thought because in one of the descriptions, we didn't even know we were going to be able to get such showers. And here we go, we're cruising. Just there's our shadow. So it was really nice to ride up top. It was nice to ride down below too. They were both a little different, but yeah, getting that breeze sometimes was really nice. And then here was one of our best Jaguar sightings. So this was really interesting because as we saw this jaguar coming out, and it just made it down. We left the vehicle and approached on foot. So there's Chris and Mauricio. We're going up because definitely, like, we would have scared it even more. So we have never been the ones stalking a jaguar. So as it was moving along, it was just like, holy cow, like, what an experience. Again, here they're going to be so, especially during the day, right? Night is when these animals really turn into the predator. But at this moment, we were the ones stalking, and yeah, there's going to be some real great photos to come up of that. So yeah, here they come. Oh my gosh, the jaguar was just kind of crossing right in front of us like that. So, we have seen a lot of jaguars before, a lot of these mammals, but never have we been on foot going after them to photograph and observe them in this manner. So it was a really cool experience. We were all just like, it is so hot right now, like just dripping sweat right now as we're running, all trying to get these photos. Everyone in our group got a great sighting. Everyone got great photos. So it was just such a really exciting moment to share all together and have that. And I tried to get this, but they ran down too quick. It was just funny. Here were some capybaras on the edge there, and it had a baby coming along here. We had another crab-eating fox. We saw quite a few of the crab-eating foxes while we were out there. So they were just trotting around. Oh, we did see one with babies. Although it was on their early morning drive, so it was really dark. It was a good sighting, but it was difficult to get the photos. Here off in the distance a bit, we have peccaries. So those are the pigs. So they were moving along. So peccaries kind of going out here in the field. And then just a lot of this was like, this like the landscape, and especially the sun in both the evening and the morning, just driving around. Again, us and the other two people we were with, we just take turns. So like everybody got, a chance to have like sunrise, sunset, the different photos. And there still was, ups and like both were nice to be both down in the side of the vehicle and then up top as well. So just these beautiful, beautiful, scenes while we're out there. So there we are, just cruising along, and yeah, just catching some of these just like gorgeous colors of the sunsets. Hopefully through these experiences, agritourism can continue to grow. Certainly as we all, look at the way that we're probably going to progress forward as a society, we have seen a lot of successful combinations of agritourism really be able to sustain wildlife as well as have the economic for farming too. So, and here it's still just like a little bit smoky, but not too bad. Just these gorgeous scenes. There's so many sounds in here. And one final little goodbye from, the monkeys as this journey was coming to an end with our final beautiful goodbye breakfast, our wonderful group photo with so many memories. Some scenes here going out with the sorghum, which I hopefully said that right. Some of this big farm equipment. So look at this. It's like when these big ones come with these dusts, like you don't even know what's coming next. We knew there was two, right? So you just kind of like go along. Here it comes. Here comes another one. You're going to get into a total dust blind out, right? Like, and then this was actually kind of like, oh, surprise. There was a third one. With all this equipment moving, it's just like, holy moly. And when it is, as you could imagine, the wet season, right? So you cannot, these roads just become impassable mud pits. And you can just see anything coming so far off in the distance. It's almost kind of mesmerizing. You're just like, holy cow, look at it go. And then we were just like, here comes another one. So the roads, they really weren't bad. This is just dust because it's the dry season. So this is oh my gosh, here it comes. Just, oh, just, you don't even know. You're kind of like, let off the gas. Anything else coming? Because you can't see. And then it's like, oh, these people are on their bikes. It's got to be like so dusty. Just like, oh. But it's about a 5-hour drive back to Santa Cruz. We were all just feeling so, victorious. There was some farm equipment. Here's some sugar cane. This was just back to pavement. The roads were decent, and here's just, the scene as we were driving out, leaving the property and then heading back as we all went along. So just these long stretches of road coming up, all of us that enjoy sugar in our meals or other in our coffee. Here we come upon passing the three truckloads, or three trailer loads of the sugar cane, and our final meal where we had the chicken schnitzel was bigger than my hand. So this was such an incredible experience. We are so thankful to have it, and I hope that Jaguar conservation will continue strong in Bolivia. Thanks so much for coming along.